The World Handicap System will come into play on Monday the 2nd of November. On that day, you'll wake up to a brand new handicap. This new handicap will be known as your Handicap Index. Your Handicap Index is designed to be portable for use on any golf course around the world. Your Handicap Index is not the handicap you will play with. It will need to be adjusted up or down dependent on the difficulty of the course you are playing. One of the factors in making WHS work is to have a course rating. In July 2019, a team from England Golf came to Barton to assess the difficulty of our course. Primarily, they looked at the length of the course and its various obstacles. But other factors are also included in assessing a course rating. Here are some of them. The course rating is the amount of strokes a scratch player would be expected to take when playing the course. Under the old system, this was known as the Standard Scratch Score, or SSS. The slope, or difficulty of an individual course, is the biggest factor in converting your handicap index to a course handicap. Courses are rated on a scale from 55, which is the easiest, to 155, which is the hardest. The slope will change depending on the colour of the tee you are playing from. They are also gender specific. It has been calculated that the average course is rated as having a slope of 113. These are the course and slope ratings for Barton-on-Sea. There will now be a short England Golf video explaining course and slope rating.
No two golf courses play the same. A score of 87 on a difficult course might be a better performance than a score of 85 on an easy one. It's not just courses that differ. Each player will perform differently, even on the same course. The scratch player, a golfer with a 0 handicap index, will have a different experience from the bogey player, a golfer with a handicap index of around 20 to 24. Playing a round of golf on the same course at the same time in normal conditions, the bogey player will find more challenges with distance, accuracy, and dealing with obstacles. Course ratings and slope ratings allow the handicap system to reflect this, as part of the conversion of a player's handicap index into a playing handicap, so that golfers of differing abilities can have a fair and enjoyable game. Course ratings reflect the playing difficulty under normal conditions for the scratch player. Slope ratings represent the difference in playing difficulty for all players compared to the scratch player. Being a fundamental part of the handicap system, course ratings are carried out methodically by qualified teams, trained by authorized associations. Ratings are based on normal course and weather conditions, with each hole being evaluated for effective playing length and obstacles. The effective length includes factors such as elevation, roll, wind, and altitude. Obstacles include factors such as trees, fairway width, penalty areas, recoverability from rough, and green size. All these factors are assessed separately for both the scratch and bogey player. Once the evaluation process has been completed, the course rating and slope rating is calculated for each set of tees. When it comes to playing a round of golf, course ratings and slope ratings should normally be available on a lookup chart or through an app, which can be used to determine your handicap and how many strokes you'll receive. In bringing together a course rating system that is already in use in many parts of the world, with a consistent method of calculating handicaps, the World Handicap System provides a handicap index which is truly portable, whoever you are, whatever your ability, and wherever you are playing in the world.
Your handicap index will be calculated for you by using any qualifying scores you have submitted going back to January 2018. If you have at least 3 qualifying scores during that time, you will be allocated a handicap index. This chart shows how your handicap index will be calculated against the number of qualifying scores you have submitted. This slide shows the calculation of a handicap for a player with 3 qualifying scores and how the calculation changes once a 4th card is submitted. For those with a more developed handicap record, the system will count up to the last 20 qualifying scores submitted by a player. A handicap index will be calculated in this instance by averaging the best 8 scores. Once a new score is added to a player's record, the oldest will cease to be used in the calculation. There now follows another short video explaining the handicap index. As explained earlier, your handicap index will not be the one you use when you go out and play golf. The first thing you need to do is convert your handicap index to a course handicap. This will be either up or down depending on whether the slope rating of the course being played is above or below 113. This is the calculation to convert your handicap index to a course handicap. The calculation will normally be made by the use of a slope chart or app. A slope chart like this will be coming soon to a wall just like this. The next step in the process is to convert your course handicap to your playing handicap. This will take into account the allowance for the format of play. These are the new allowances for the various formats of play. As you can see, individual medal and Stableford competitions are now subject to a 95% handicap adjustment. 4-ball medal and Stableford team play are now subject to an 85% adjustment, a reduction from the 90% that was previous. When entering club competitions, club systems will automatically calculate your playing handicap for the day based on the course and the format of play. There now follows a short video on playing handicap.
Your handicap index provides a portable representation of your playing ability, but some courses are harder than others. That's why, when you go out on the course, your handicap index is converted to a playing handicap. First, your index is adjusted by the slope rating of the course you're playing to produce your course handicap. Next, your course handicap is multiplied by the applicable handicap allowance for your chosen format of play. Normally, you'll be able to find the number of strokes you receive via an app, or on a lookup chart in the clubhouse, or close to the first tee. This means you can enjoy your game without worrying about having to make these calculations. You can play with or against any other golfer on a fair and equal basis, in any format of play, on any course.
On completion of play, your score should be submitted as soon as possible. Your playing handicap will be updated and your handicap index adjusted at midnight. This chart shows the allowable forms of play for a qualifying score to be submitted. These forms of play cannot be used for qualifying card submission. If playing an 18-hole round, the player completes more than 9 holes, the score is added to their record. If playing a 9-hole round, all holes must be played. A playing conditions calculation is done once a day, evaluating the scores returned. The score differentials can be calculated up or down, -1 to 3, very similar to the competition scratch score, CSS, that we currently use. It is very important that a player returns their score as soon as possible after play. This ensures a more accurate playing conditions calculation for the day. There now follows a short video on course handicap.
What will the World Handicap System mean for you, the player? It all starts with a measure of your golfing ability, calculated the same way for every player around the world. A handicap index that you can take with you anywhere and use at whatever course you're playing. Before your round, decide which tees you're going to play from, which can be different for each member of your group. Every set of tees will have a course and slope rating based on course difficulty. These will normally be available on a lookup chart near the first tee or through an app. Next, decide the format of play. This will determine the handicap allowance you will be given. Together, the course rating, slope rating and handicap allowance convert your handicap index into a playing handicap, representing the number of strokes you'll receive for the round, providing you the best opportunity of doing well, whoever you're playing. Some formats of play aren't suitable for submitting a score for handicap purposes. If you're playing a round and would like to submit your score, you may need to check the procedures before you play. If you're ever in doubt about the rules and procedures relating to handicapping, check with the club where you're playing. During the round itself, go out and play, enjoying the game as you always would. Knowing how many strokes you receive for the round also lets you know the maximum number of strokes that you'll receive on each hole. While one bad hole might mean you don't win the competition, you can still submit an acceptable score for handicap purposes. If the format of play allows, you should pick up when you reach your maximum hole score, keeping your game and the game of everyone else on the course moving along. At the end of your round, add up your score, including any penalty strokes and any applicable adjustments for holes not played or where you didn't hole out. When your score is ready, make sure it's verified as required. Then simply submit your score in accordance with club policy. By submitting your score as soon as possible, you ensure all necessary calculations, adjustments and safeguards can be applied, giving you an accurate, up-to-date handicap index ready for the next day or soon after. The more scores you submit, the more accurately your handicap index will reflect your ability. Up-to-date, easy to understand and adaptable. The World Handicap System lets you play the way you always have, as well as giving you a handicap index that will travel anywhere you decide to play.
To recap on the process, firstly you will be allocated a handicap index. This will be calculated using your past qualifying scores going back to January 2018. From late October, golfers will be able to view their predicted handicap index on the England Golf website. As soon as WHS goes live on November the 2nd, you will be able to view your handicap index on your club app. Before you go out to play, you must convert your handicap index to a course handicap. This can be done by using a slope chart or app. Finally, you must convert your course handicap to a playing handicap by adjusting it to the allowance for the format of play. In club singles competitions, the conversion from handicap index to playing handicap will be done automatically by club systems. On completion of play, your score should be returned as soon as possible.